This is the crash pad, the original crash pad from the car, which goes on top of the dashboard, just on the inside of the windscreen, and it's cracked. I'll show you a close-up. So it cracked when I took it out of the car, regrettably, but the cracks will close up if I push in the right direction. There's one at this side. So I'm going to have a go at repairing it. I have got a replacement crash pad, but I would like to fit this original if I can, just because the pattern of the material and otherwise, other than those cracks, it's in pretty good condition. There's some little holes that I'll have to fill just down here, but I think I can fill those. And when I put it in the car, it just fits much better than the replacement. The replacement would have to have some work on it. I'll show you the replacement. Before I show you the replacement, actually, this is the original again. It is foam filled, so it's a very thin material with foam behind it. You can see on this edge how thin it is. Still got some of its plasticity, so not sure exactly how they formed it originally, but it is a very thin material. You can see here that I can flex it still, and there's some little wooden blocks in here, so some screws come from behind and screw into here that hold this part of the dashboard. Ooh, sorry. They hold that part of the dashboard. Okay, I'm upside down, but you get the idea, against the bodywork. I'll show you where it screws. There's also a piece of wood bonded in here, so this is just where the air vent is going to go, and there's a piece of wood there that obviously holds this the right depth of the moulding of the body. So if I can repair it, I'd like to use this part. This is where it screws through from behind into that wooden part. Here's the new replacement. It's very good, no question about that, and if I didn't have the other one, or the other one was in a much worse state, then I would definitely use this. One slight difficulty is it doesn't quite fit around the dashboard, so when you offer the dashboard up, it's as if the width across it to here isn't quite wide enough. So I think it would need some work. I'd have to heat it up, I think, and just try and move that. I've also filled it with foam. It didn't come filled with foam, so I've used some of the foam you get for holding window frames into houses. And there's no wooden block here, whereas I was going to trim this out and fit a piece of wood in and sort of glue it in place. It's a much thicker material, so you'll see here. It's a much harder plastic, so it's a lot less compliant to get it to fit, so that's why I think some heat will be required carefully to just shape it before it went in. But it is pretty good. Quite like the finish. It's not quite the same as the original finish, but it's good, I think. Let me just see if I can get a close-up. Is the camera focused? So that's the replacement part finish. Pretty good. This is the original with its cracks. You can see the finish. There's more texture to this. So my plan to repair this is to remove this foam where the cracks are, so I can get to the back of this material, then hold it in a closed position. So I think if I use masking tape, I should be able to hold it closed, and then use some fiberglass on the inside to bond it and hopefully get it to permanently stay in that closed position. That's my plan, so we'll see how I go on. I've used the masking tape to hold the cracks together, so it's in the position I want it to end up in, and I've trimmed away at the back. So I've cut these out without going to the full depth, and then I've just used a screwdriver just to work out the foam to get it out. and then I've just cleaned up the back ever so slightly with some sandpaper, fairly rough stuff, so that there's going to be a key for fiberglass, and I've done the same on this one, and I've already put some fiberglass and resin in there. I've fiberglassed on the back of the crash pad where the cracks were now, so that's all gone off. I'm just going to mix up a bit of filler, and I'm going to stick back these pieces which I cut out, so that when it goes back on the car, on the body, it's sort of nice even fit. I'm also going to fill these little corners which have got knocked, so that I can, I'm just going to use some body filler, and then I'll paint it back black. I'm pretty sure I can hide that. Same idea at the other end as well. So yeah, do that at the same time. So I've used some filler and put it underneath these bits of foam which I've stuck back in, and another one as well, which is there. You can see that one more easily. I've also put some filler on the damaged corners there, and the same at the other side. I'll just zoom in. So I'm pretty certain that I'll be able to paint that black. And here are the cracks. So I've bonded it up underneath. I've put some on this edge as well, because this edge was cracked. You could just about see the crack when I caught it in the light then, but they don't open up anymore, so that's with a bit of force. And the other one at this end, where is it? There. You can just see it when I catch it in the light, but again, doesn't open up, so I'm very happy with that. So I'm pretty certain I'm going to use this. So here's the crash pad just placed in the car, not fixed in, but it just fits beautifully. See where it's going to screw onto those bits, where you can just see the blue